Howdy, Huns. So, oh gosh, Lord, I thank you. So much has been going on, and I've been trying to stay focused and just dealing with, things as they come. But I know I haven't been doing what I should, and it's nothing but me allowing life to have its way. But I was just going through my devotional for today, and on every post that I put up on social media, it either has hashtag living my dash on purpose or hashtag life is meant to be lived and or hashtag push play baby. So before, when I was given the living my dash on purpose and life is meant to be lived, they were just thoughts that I had that helped guide me in just dealing with things on a daily basis, dealing with things throughout the day. you know as long as I focused on doing something that not just made me feel good, but had a purpose to it. It helped me to see the good in the things that were happening, even the things that I hated having to deal with, the people I hated having to be in contact with. Because y'all know I don't like people. I love you from a distance, love you up close sometimes, but most times I just don't like people. That's just, yeah, me. Sorry, you don't like it, but yeah. Because people just, they people. And I'm a people too, so sometimes I don't like me either. But I love me, and you can't do nothing about it. I love you too. Mwah. But anyway, so the life is meant to be lived has been my focus, because no matter what goes on, as long as you're here, you need to live your every day to its fullest. Even if the entire day doesn't go your way, find something in that day that when you reflect on it tomorrow, or even later on at night before you go to bed and actually fall asleep, find something that proved to you that that day was worth it, that you in that day was worth it. And living my dash on purpose, yeah, there has to be something in your day, no matter how small, that shows you that you had a purpose in that day. Even if it was to stop so somebody else can just move on up or move on through the line of traffic, handing somebody $1 that's standing on the corner with a sign, help. I mean, what does it hurt to help? It don't matter what they do with what you give them. The purpose is that you gave because you had it and you were able to. Even if it did put a strain on you, at least you had it to give. There's no point in always expecting things to work, what I'm saying, so perfectly, because that's just not what life is. But living your life from that birthday until the day you expire this living, that's your dash. And only you can fill it with purpose. Only you can make that dash purposeful. So whether it's something big that you do every day or something small. I mean, the smallest and greatest thing you can do is smile at somebody. You can say hello, or like I do, say howdy. You know, that catches a lot of people off guard because dark skinned, skinny chick saying howdy. Not something that people, would expect. But that's me. And I'm not going to change that for nothing. You don't like it? Don't speak back. But I'm going to still say it and you're going to remember it. But, a smile is a grand gesture to make, somebody else's life a little better. So, with those, a few months back, I had, last year I did something for a couple of friends of mine, and I had asked them what their favorite Bible verses were. And when I did that, and they gave me the verses, and I read the verses, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was able to connect those Bible verses to my hashtags. So it was Hebrews 11:1. You can go read it. And Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Go read it. But the Hebrews 11:1 kind of connected to living my dash on purpose. And Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 connected to life is meant to be lived. And then when I read Hebrews 12, 1 and 2, I was like, oh, this is living my dash on purpose also. And then with doing go read that. But when I was doing my devotional this morning, one of the verses, and this I will read, Titus 2, 7 and 8 says, in everything set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. Yeah, that one right there, yeah, I like that. And for me, that can connect with both of those hashtags, because as long as you make it your mission, your purpose to do something good in honesty and truth, regardless, if somebody does decide to say, oh, why she do that, or why he do that, or who they think they are, baby, guess what? They thinking about you. And regardless of, how negative they sound, when they think about it, there's nothing that they can honestly say that will make them feel good about talking bad about you for that thing or those things. Because truth is, there is nothing wrong with doing good and being good. The only thing is when you choose not to. And you make that choice not because you can't be good or do good for somebody. You just are choosing to do the opposite. But it's already a lot of stuff going on in life, period. So there's no point in doing things being contrary just to fit in with the in crowd. Baby, look, if that's in, then I'm going to go ahead and stay out. Because I've never gone along with the crowd. And the times that I thought I wanted to try, it just took too much energy. And Sharia is cheap and lazy. Always said that and ain't gonna stop. And I try not to do more than I have to unless I want to. And being nasty and evil and trying to go out of my way to make people like me, I stopped that in high school. And I've been past high school for many years. But I said all that to say this, life is meant to be lived. And we should all try to work to live our dash on purpose, because at the end of the day, you got to wrestle with your soul. You have to wrestle with your thoughts when you go to sleep. You can't think nobody else's thoughts, and you're not living anyone else's life. So you shouldn't allow other people to create in you doubt about who you are and who God created you to be. Even if you don't understand or haven't really talked to him to find out and listen for his answer about what your purpose is. You get your purpose and your reason for existing in that day many times. All you got to do is listen, because it'll be a feeling about something. It'll be a quick, not so fleeting thought about something. Those things at those points in time are your purpose. No matter how small, do it. It's better to err on the side of right than to not do it and end up with regrets. Because at the end of the day, all those shoulda, woulda, couldas, they mean nothing, because you can't go back. There's no way to replay time. You never get those moments back. And even if you could go back to them, now you're losing time going forward, because all that time you waste going back trying to just thinking about the stuff that you could have done then or what you should have done, that time is gone. So now you're wasting time that you could be moving past the stuff that you didn't do and getting something right on the other side. Because that through period, from the thought to the after, that's all you have. You have that moment. You have that one chance. And why not try to be right? Do good, because you can. You got breath. God gives us so many opportunities. Every time you breathe and you get to the next breath, that's another opportunity. So what you gonna do with your next breath? What you gonna do with the rest of this dash? Because when it's over, then what? Nothing. Everybody who's left to remember you, that's all they're doing. They're remembering the dash from the time that they met you until they heard that you were gone. So now they're left to remember your dash and try to fill theirs with something more purposeful. So, what you gonna do? It's not hard. It's really not. It might seem like it. There's plenty of things that you get in your mind to do that you don't. I know it's plenty of things that I should have done by now, and I haven't, because why me? Who am I? What do I have to say that people really want to hear? Like doing this right now. If people see it and comment, okay, that's great. But I'm going to go ahead and get it done. It's the woulda, coulda, shouldas they happen every day. And all I can do is go from today. So for today, for this, there's no woulda, coulda, shoulda. I did it. It's done. Mwah. And I'm going forward. Life is a gift. Like they say, it's a gift. That's why it's called the present. So for this present, mwah, love you. Be blessed, because it's all over you, baby. Life is meant to be lived. So I'm living my dash on purpose. And push play, baby. Pray until something happens. Prayer leads to a yes. And you're blessed to be a blessing. Yeah. All right. Mwah. Love you. Later.